I'm a big one on this. Why does a bag of frozen broccoli say gluten-free on it? Do y'all know what gluten is?
What is gluten? Welcome to the Beautiful In Its Time podcast. We're Chelsea Lyles and
Brittany Thompson.
And this is a space where we talk about financial literacy, career growth, and making clear life decisions.
Because when you understand the right time and the right place to make your next move, everything changes.
Well, before we get into today's conversation, Britt and I have a huge announcement.
Yes, and it's so exciting.
So exciting. So we're going to share with you guys what it is. Actually, me and B decided it was time for us to go ahead and jump over on Facebook. And guys, we would love for you guys to join us over there. We have started a Facebook group. You can find us at Beautiful In Its Time Podcast. Simple as that. You can join the group. Me and Britt will be over there. We can answer your questions live. We'll probably go live from time to time, so stay tuned for that. But we cannot wait to see you over there, and we cannot wait to see what kind of questions that you have, and even what kind of suggestions that you want to see on the show. So with that said, let's get into today's conversation.
Let's do it.
All right, child. So the people are telling us health is wealth. Is that right?
Well, we'll see. Let's see. Let's talk about this.
So I guess the question on the docket is health really wealth, huh?
There's a quote that I love.
Okay.
And it's, the same lack of discipline in your health shows up in your money.
Okay.
And so with that being said, this is the first quarter of the year. So what do people really focus on in January? Normally they focus on getting ready for like tax season. It's the beginning of the year. They're starting to plan out their year. And we know when we go to that gym, it is full.
Right.
Everybody's going.
It's a New Year's resolution, honey.
You can't find a treadmill. You can't get on the weights. And all of the people who've been there consistently throughout the year,
right,
are like, why?
You in the way, ma'am.
Yes.
Nobody came to see you, Otis.
No.
My God.
And so that's a huge topic. Is health really wealth? And sometimes it's a gimmick, right? Mm-hmm. To get you into the gym, to pay those fees, to, know.
And let's be clear now, those fees have gone up. Those fees then went from $10 for Planet Fitness to now $15. I think that's the starting rate, right? And then they have the annual fee that they hit you with 2-3 months later, which we're in March now. So y'all getting hit with them annual fees. Be sure to cancel them people now.
Yes.
Get the cancellations rolling, but you forget to cancel because what do? You set it and you forget it.
That's true.
So now you're not locked in, but you in a way forget, and you are continuously paying fees to something that you're not even utilizing half of the time because you are not on a consistent schedule.
That's
you weren't even in a mindset to even start those things, such as weight loss, or even if that's what you had a mindset to do, going to the gym consistently, or even if your mindset was to eat better, you don't have a mindset to actually do that long term.
And this flows right into your budget, right?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about those fees, right? And the gym is going to advertise, right? and even those juice companies that we love, right. And they health is well, take care of your health. So get this juice for $20, and you're buying juicers.
Right. And now people on the shots and such, which is nothing's wrong with that. But the thing is, those things come with a cost.
Yes.
A cost. And if there's nothing you're doing to actually change your mindset associated with that, the only thing you're doing is throwing money out the window. Because I don't care how many shots you take, how many pills you pop, at the end of the day, if you do not change that mindset, you are going to be right back at base number 1.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get into something here where we're going to talk about convenience.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about consistency. So one question I have for you guys, are you still on your New Year's resolution?
Well,
setting that budget, gonna work out 5 days a week for 30 minutes to an hour. You're going to speak to yourself better. You're gonna read better, watch less TV. We know all those New Year's resolutions.
Listen, I don't even set New Year's resolutions anymore because I already know me. I know me, Brittany. Do you know you?
I know me.
I hope you know you in the audience, y'all. But I know me. I've started so many projects and I have left so many projects by the wayside. I don't even want to pick up no more. I need to start some things, okay? We're gonna start some things in 2026 and beyond.
I agree with you though. I don't start New Year's resolutions because what happened with me when I would start New Year's resolutions is, I get excited. I am gonna stay on my fitness path. I was very heavy into my fitness journey, and I would run every day, and I stayed a certain weight, and I was happy with myself, But right around October is Halloween. Ooh. Yes, and then we've got Thanksgiving, and then we roll right into Christmas, and that's like family time, and you're eating, and I call it hibernating, and you're not exercising as much because it's cold outside for me. Like, I'm not motivated to get up in that cold
and
air.
I suffer with seasonal depression, so if y'all are anything like me, I suffer with seasonal depression, so I'm right there with you. It's cold, I'm hungry, we staying in the house, and we eating. Period.
Yes. And so what happens, you gain that 10 to 20 pounds normally. Yeah. And then in January, you're like, I'm going to lose the 20 pounds. But is that really
is it feasible?
Yeah. Like, are you keeping, are you even being consistent? Like, what makes any sense to start in January, a goal of losing weight, of having a budget, and then by next December, you brought all them Christmas presents. You went over budget on that because, it's good to give.
It's good to give. That's what they say. Yeah. And listen, I think people also misconstrued a lot of things that even the Word of God says it's better to give than to receive. But let me tell you something. God also gives you the common of the sense, people. And you ain't supposed to be out here robbing Peter to pay Paul, because we all know some folks out here getting loans for Christmas. Now, is that smart?
No.
Let me help you out. Britt said no. I'm gonna say no too. Come on here now, but we're not talking about that today. Another episode.
That's another episode.
All right,
for sure. So we're going to keep it moving, and let's talk about, like I said earlier, we're going to talk about convenience.
Yes.
So
that convenience piece.
Yes.
I love where I think you finna go. I love this.
Okay.
Because it is so easy. I think so many people like to say I'm paying for convenience when they say I'm paying for these meal kits. Like, I think there's something called factor meals. And Lord, I'm giving everybody a shout out. But anyhow, y'all call your girl. Call your girls, okay? Anywho, but they pay for something like a lean cuisine or like a microwavable
There's
meal.
Even HelloFresh that has healthy meals on there. They're about, 6 meals for $80 a week?
Right, but okay, even though you're paying for something healthy and something that you believe is convenient, is it really the best option out there?
True. Especially for your budget. Like, even, like, you're, instead of prepping, like, let's say on a Saturday or Sunday, your food for the week.
Yes.
And then on top of that, we're talking about budget here. So anything that says organic or gluten-free, I'm a big one on this. Like, why does a bag of frozen broccoli say gluten-free on it? Do y'all know what gluten is?
What is gluten?
Okay, so gluten is in wheat. It's the stuff that makes the bread stretchy. So there's no wheat in your your broccoli.
It's not no
in your greens.
All right.
So why are you advertising that? Duh, it's gluten-free.
Uh-oh. Help the people.
So let's not get into the hype of things out there either. Like, there's other things that are a fad out there, and it is convenient to grab, but is it really healthy, right? No. So you've got protein shakes, and you've got kombucha, which is good for your gut health. But when you read certain kombuchas, it's got more sugar than candy. So is that really good for your gut health? A sound mind means I know what I'm getting nutritionally, and I'm
Right.
not buying into the hype. And
Right.
buying into the hype can cost you.
It can cost you. And then even on the convenience backside, there's so many grocery stores that have salad bars. People go in there and those salad bars are upwards of $12.99 a pound.
A pound.
For produce. I'm like, I can go get the bag of salad for what, $6? I can go grab a cucumber for $2 and maybe go get a little packet of carrots and make something shake for another $2. And y'all talking about y'all want $12.99 a pound? Get out of here. And most people don't even understand that you spending $24 on a salad that you made in a grocery store that everybody then breathed on and touched, unsanitary, because how many E. coli breakouts have been in the news in the last 10 years?
And keep in mind, that's one meal.
Yeah.
$24 for, do you know what I could do with $24?
Girl,
do you know that there's a can of beans out there at Aldi that has low sodium in it for 99 cents?
99.
Black beans, you can make a black bean salad with that. You can combine it with rice.
Okay.
And you know, one black bean, one rice mixes to make a protein. So that's like a vegetable protein. You're getting for less than $10 in the week.
Wow.
Of full lunch meals.
Full.
If you're willing to doctor up that black bean and that rice. And I'm not saying that that's everybody's taste, but find something you like and make it affordable is what we're trying to say.
And just take the time out.
Yes.
Because I think the convenience part, because I want to say that, the convenience part, people like to say pay for convenience. Because I think a lot of times people say in a realm of when they make a certain amount of money, or maybe they don't have so much time on their hands, they say, I like to pay for convenience. But is that really the best thing that you can do? Maybe you can say, I'm going to look into hiring someone to prep the food for me, like a private chef, and I'm buying the groceries and I'm just paying for their time. Because these meals that I see, and you have even educated me on, because your spouse is a fitness guru. This stuff that you're teaching me is stuff I've never thought about. Ever. When we pass by these fast food restaurants and we are going to Kava's costing $15 for something that we want to advertise as healthy, and it's great and it can be healthy, but let's keep it 100. If you're not going in there picking out the right options, it's not healthy.
It's not.
It can turn unhealthy really quick.
Yes.
Same as the other ones. Subway, Jimmy John's, Chipotle, all of those options can be healthy if you go in there and do it correctly. But if it's not, and you go in there adding this and that, babes, it's just as bad as a McDonald's.
When you say I'm going to get fast food instead of cooking, when you say I'm going to skip workouts instead of having a routine, well, if you actually set up to eat healthy during the week, then you would have planned already that Saturday or that Sunday or whatever time you have to prep your meals, because you have the intention of actually eating healthy. The reason why you're running by and getting convenience and running by fast food is because you didn't plan. You didn't have an intention of healthy eating.
Right.
And that's the next thing that we're going to flow into, which is talking about having a plan.
Right.
Having a routine.
Yes. And it's critical to have a routine. And I can speak to this as a parent, a mama of 3. And my boys, as soon as they get in the car, and you can attest to this, I'll be on the phone with you. As soon as my boys open that door, what is for dinner? What are we eating? It's crazy. And I have to have a plan, because there are sometimes I don't have a plan and I do have to subject myself to fast food. Do I love that? No. And I've gotten on myself and I have said, okay, I have to go grocery shopping on Saturday. And sometimes it's a productivity thing. And I'm saying I have to do this and I have to do that. But I have to prioritize the fact that I have to grocery shop for my family. And if I don't, I have to subject myself to these bad choices. And I have to feed myself with these bad foods.
Let me ask you a question though. Why is it our only routine seems to be go to work? We know that routine. Get up, take a shower, get dressed, go to work those hours, get off. Why is it that we set a plan in that routine, but we don't do it for the rest of our life?
I feel like we set a routine for work because we see a reward, be it our paycheck. That's why.
Okay. So in order to set a routine, you got to reward yourself or see results, which we'll talk about at the end, right? So that's a good point. I could see that. I will say this though, when we talk about like, is health wealth, let's talk about like a lot of people don't even like sports, right? Like or some people like sports, some people do. I am a person that does not like sports at all.
Well, I like sports, y'all. Brittany don't like sports.
I don't. I can't tell you what they're doing in a basketball game.
Come on, Brittany.
There's a point guard and maybe they're short, I guess.
No.
And, there's something about a 3-pointer or something.
Come on.
I know track really well because all you have to do is run.
You're right.
And win. But most people, even what I meant to say is even people who don't really like watching sports throughout the year will watch the Olympics, right?
Right.
But why do people watch the Olympics? It's motivating.
Well, that and it's a rarity.
That's true.
It's a rarity. I love rarities. And they're supposed to be the best in the world.
That's
correct?
True. But you're talking about somebody who's been disciplining themselves to do this for one shot.
Yep.
Every 4 years.
Yep.
And that's why I think people enjoy watching this because they know this in the back of their mind that these people discipline themselves not for 1 year, for 1 month,
for
1 week.
Nope.
They planned this whole thing for one shot of winning that medal.
Yeah.
And that's some discipline. And sometimes these people do this over and over again. So what I'm trying to say is that most people who lead healthy lifestyles are disciplined, meaning they have a routine and they stick to it. They know how to come up with a plan and not only come up with a plan, but they know how to follow it and see results. That's their reward.
Yeah. And I was telling you, I was watching that movie today, and I didn't even finish it to tell you for real, but what stuck out to me was that quote that the fellas, it was his business partner, and you guys check it out. It's on Netflix, actually, and it was the movie about the BlackBerry movie, how they came about the rise and fall of the BlackBerry. But needless to say, the guy who was kind of the antagonist of the movie, he came and he told the kind of nerdy protagonist of the movie, he said, if you want to be great, you got to make sacrifices. The greater the sacrifices, the greater you'll be. I've never had anybody say, or I've never heard anyone say it and word it like that. So to your point of the Olympians, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure those people will sacrifice a whole lot. Time with their family, time at the buffet, time period.
Taco Tuesday where they have, drinks for half price.
Look, I mean, I'm just saying they have sacrificed a great deal.
We plan, right? So you planned to work out on Monday, but you wake up and find out that your phone slipped and the charger is not charged, right? And so you can't go to the gym because now your phone isn't charged and you can't listen to the music, or it's a big stormy morning and it's just impossible to get out there. And so what we were talking about is I think sometimes people don't like planning because the plan doesn't always go as planned. Right.
And even those things that may happen, it's like, well, how bad do you want it? My dad used to tell me that all the time. All the time. He used to say that. How bad do you want it? And he would do this chaotic laugh. And I'm not going to do it because that's me and his thing. But anyway, and I used to just look at him like, you crazy man. And I now, though, understand why he used to say these things to me. Because it really is a willpower thing. How bad do you want it?
I love that question. I think I'm going to start asking myself that every time I'm tempted. How bad do you want it?
Like, seriously, do you want to be, flip-flopping around? People hear you before they see you, and if you got a visual, good.
That's true.
If you want to be clapping before the people see you,
or do you want to be in the doctor's office all the time? Well, you got this cholesterol problem, you got that blood pressure problem, you got sugar problems,
blood pressure,
and there's a pill for this and a pill for that, but before you know it, you got $2,000 in medications, and you got to go find insurance companies that'll take the medications and decrease the medication. Like, it causes a lot. And so I love this thing when it says the same mindset shows up when it's time to manage your money. It all coincides.
It
It's all
all
about
coincides.
discipline.
Yes, because just to your point, you just said it. If you have all these issues going on with your health and you have $2,000 worth of monthly medications, how are you supposed to survive?
That's true.
If you only make an income of around $5,700 a month, how are you surviving if your rent is $2,000 a month and your car payment is $500 a month and your water bill is $100 a month? You get the drift, people. Come on here now.
This may be a little off, but it kind of coincides also with what we're talking about as far as that, like affording to live healthy.
Yes.
Right? And that is a lot of times our doctor's office bills, our insurance, our health insurance, our medications that we have to use to survive. But if you've ever heard of the black market, people normally resort to that. That's a little deep, but they do. They can't afford the medications, and so they start traveling to go get off-brand medications or medications that copy this medication.
Right.
And so where there's a break in society sometimes where people, and it's a mass amount of people that aren't able to afford the medications and nothing's being done, they go outside of that and they get hurt.
Yeah.
Even worse.
And we had a training today, and we actually talked about how we denied a loan for a lady who was trying to do plastic surgery outside of the United States. And was this a preventative plastic surgery? No, not at all. This was one of those leisure or self-pleasure plastic surgeries where she wanted a BBL. Now, did the conversation kind of get cheeky? No pun intended. Yes, absolutely. That was so funny. But anyhow, laugh. But anyhow, I thought that was interesting that even in the financial realm, we will see these kind of instances come up where people are needing this. And I have heard of people coming even to the office asking for funds for their medications and things, but these are actual medications they need, not necessarily plastic surgery, but they actually do need medications, or maybe they're asking for some more funds because they need their medications for the month or the next month, or maybe they have,
Didn't we have a situation where someone's pet died and they were looking for a loan?
Oh, that was this past week. So the pet did not die, actually.
Oh, okay.
Brittany, what happened to the pet? The pet actually has I think it's a kidney issue, is what she explained to me. But pets matter, right? I'm advocating for.
I mean, that's a part of your family.
That's a part of the family. I mean, I'm gonna say my pet, when I was upset when my pet passed on, so I'm still upset about it. Okay, truth be told. However, okay,
that's a part of your insurance.
It's
still.
a part of the bill.
There's a company out there that will take.
Okay,
but they will take your pets on the same insurance that you put your medical insurance on, and them bills are costly with a higher interest rate. Yes.
It comes with the cost. But needless to say, the individuals are going to ultimately take out a loan because they end up with over $8,000 in vet bills.
Goodness.
Over the course of the weekend. So I will say it is a lot. So health is wealth, even in the pets, y'all.
Yes,
even in the pets.
So before so like, and if you have part of your family members, your pets, then you have to plan for them as well.
That's right, honey.
So, and let's go back to what you brought up with the BBL, cosmetics. So like, when we talk about is health wealth, some people call that, what is the beam out there? Self-care?
Self-care.
Yes. So you're saying my mental health is good if I go to the salon and get my nails done and my feet done. My mental is good. And I'm not saying that it isn't. But when you are you're going there and foregoing a payment to your credit card bill or to your auto loan, or you, like we mentioned earlier, you're getting HelloFresh and you're going to Panera and all of this stuff, is is that really self-care, or is that just putting more anxiety on your plate? Because you're calling it self-care and health.
That's right. Because my thing is, and nail visits for me are not really self-care. Do I feel better about myself? Absolutely. But will I ever put that in front of my obligations? Never. Okay, and I will treat myself, because I have gone without my nails and hair. I've done my stuff myself because I wanted to prioritize my bills, and I have gotten myself out of predicaments where now I'm able to, right? But I don't even think of the nail salon or the hair salon as even relaxing enough to be like, oh, I'm finna skip this payment and get a late. Come on now, y'all. Be for real. And if you want to argue,
see it a lot though.
If you want to argue in the comments, listen, we go get our nails done together. This is not something I want to sit here and go look forward to.
No.
It's annoying sometimes. You gotta be policing the nail tech and the hair tech, and oh well, I don't like that. Can you fix my shape? The color not right. Can you repaint that? No one wants to do that. I will pay gladly. I will gladly pay these people their money at the creditors. I'm saying at the creditors. Excuse me. I will gladly pay these creditors and forego my nails or forego my what you call self-care before letting a late pop up, causing my credit to diminish itself. But some people do not have the same mindset, and this is why we're here. Because at the end of the day, if you allow that whole health is wealth, and my mindset is a part of that, and my nails and my self wellness is a part of that, and you can't seem to make the adult decision in order to forego some of these things in order to make sure that your bills are paid for, don't you think that having a car and catching a Uber because you have no car now is going to cause more stress?
It is.
Listen,
it is.
It's a sign down there on it's a finance company uptown. I'm not going to call their name. It said, it takes only one it takes only one missed car payment to be back on your feet.
Wow.
Don't think about it too hard now. Wow. But it's true. It's a finance company. It's petty, but it's true.
It is.
I'm not even going. I said, dang. I said,
One
not
missed
one
car payment to be back on your feet.
Not
Literally.
one. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Wow. So let's bring this all back around. So how do we start setting a routine, right?
How?
And one of the things that I love that Chelsea brought up, which makes sense, is that when you're setting a routine, you want to see results, right? And there's measurable results. There's measurable results when you are working out, or you decide that you're going to lead a healthier lifestyle. Absolutely. You can start measuring those results, whether it's a treadmill or going to the doctor and the doctor says your blood pressure's lowered or something like that. Those are results, right? There's even measurable results when it comes to starting a budget. You see that you're able to pay off an auto loan, credit card debt. You're able to put more savings back because you started a budget and you started a routine. So that's the fruit on the tree that we're speaking of, getting you closer to your goals and making you stay with your goals.
Right. Measurable results. I love when you say measurable results, because I think when even folks try to say, well, I'm doing this and I don't really see a change yet, and I say, well, just keep doing it. Consistency is key in anything that you do, and I am a student to that. I really am. No one's too big for that consistency clause. I tell anybody that if you have a goal for anything, just stay consistent at it long enough and you will yield the results. It doesn't matter what it is. So that is a great point, Brett.
And I like to say, when you are ready to see fruit on the tree, you'll start.
You will.
You can't get any closer to your goals until you start,
until you plant that seed.
And so with that being said, you can't be one of those people that be like, well, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start Monday. I'll start my budget next month.
Well, first of all, tomorrow's not promised. And we talked about this because you said, that's what you said, that you That's what I'm not going to tell Britt's business, but Brittany told me, she said, this is why I like you, Chelsea, because you do not wait. And the reason why I don't wait, because I am not so entitled to think that I have till tomorrow to do something. If God gave me something to do today, believe me, I'm going to try my hardest to at least attempt to do it. And I don't have to finish it, but I'm going to be able to stand before him and say, well, Lord, you gave it to me, so I gave it all I could on this day.
Okay? And I love that. And my dad says a quote that I love. He says, tomorrow's not promised because it turns into today.
Mm-hmm.
There is no such thing, really, as a tomorrow.
No, there isn't.
So,
there isn't.
And we're challenging the idea of health is wealth. And we explored today what that really means.
That's right.
And what that means is it's about daily habits and how they impact your financial future. It's about what we've been talking about throughout this podcast. Discipline in your health also shows up in your finances. Mm-hmm. And we're going to end with a sound mind. And a sound mind is all about your faith, right? So even the role faith plays in planning and trusting God with that plan. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite scriptures is by Hebrews 12:11, and it says, my dear child, don't shrug off God's discipline, but don't be crushed by it either. It's the child he loves that he disciplines. The child he embraces, he also corrects. So God's discipline leads to life. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace.
Wow. That's so beautiful that God even allows us to understand how he views discipline and wants us to have discipline in our everyday lives. That's beautiful, Britt. That's beautiful.
To have a sound mind, we've talked about discipline and having a routine. And even if there's a break in your plan, keep going.
That's right. You got to keep going. Consistency will yield whatever result that you're looking for. Because ultimately, whenever you put a seed in the ground, we will be looking for that seed to grow into a fruit on a tree. The harvest will come. It's just up to you in order to plant. Well, I think that's all for us we have at Beautiful in Its Time today. Unless...
I don't have anything else. I think I'm spent. I think we've given you some sound advice.
Well,
or not advice, but something you can take from this and learn.
Absolutely. If this podcast has resonated with you, even just a little bit, please consider leaving us a review below. We would really appreciate it. Also, consider following us on all platforms at Beautiful in Its Time Podcast. Again, we're Chelsea Lyles and
Brittany Thompson.
And until next time, peace and blessings.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.